yung love mo for soccer or for football?
Football, please.
Is there a difference?
There is a difference when it comes to whoever is saying it.
Okay.
I believe soccer was originated in the US because they have football, American football.
American football.
But football is the term used basically all around the world, aside
Okay.
from the US.
I see.
You don't say European football, it's just football.
It's just football.
Yeah, unless you're speaking to an American who would understand it as soccer.
American football. Kasi may
Right.
American
Yeah.
football sila.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. Great insight.
Yeah, because you would always say soccer.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oo.
It's
That's why they don't say
football
the FIFA Soccer
internationally.
Cup.
Yes.
Yan. Pero yung sa FIFA ulit, kasi Bea and I were discussing yesterday that I was telling her, you're already in the middle of the action eh. It starts out with how many teams?
Yeah.
32, I believe.
32.
32.
So this 2022, 32 teams. And then we're now at,
We're now at the quarterfinals. Yeah,
Wow.
so 8 left.
okay, akala ko papamath mo ko eh. okay.
A quarter of
Parang medyo
32.
nagano ako nun, parang Harvey, yo. Huwag mo papamath, di ba?
Matagal na kaming wala sa school. Ganun.
Yan. So,
Right?
how do these 32 teams, how do they qualify?
Yeah.
So I was actually part of the qualifiers for the World Cup. I was part of the national team and we did compete in Dubai. We competed around our zonal area. So how it goes is in your continent, you will have zonal competition. So we're from the East.
AFC.
Okay.
We go against Eastern Asia.
Okay.
And then we have basically other zones. And then you qualify all the way. Basically, it's a group stage and you have to win your group, get out of your group, basically. And then you compete with other zones in Asia, so the winners of other zones. And then I think for Asia, we have 5 or 6
Zones.
spots for the World
Spots,
Cup.
okay.
Yes.
Like which countries did you compete with in Asia?
We went in our group. It was China. We went against China. We went against Tajikistan, I think, and then we went against. Oh, I forget the other one. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
2018. I forget the. Well, because when I don't perform well, I tend to. I'd want to forget. I'd want to forget the games, but remember the mistakes that I made. So that's what
Right.
happens to
Uy.
me.
That's
Parang-
a nice,
Parang okay,
mindset.
parang okay yung mindset na yun.
Oo.
Okay yung mindset na yun. So, you have your Asian teams, at least in the Asian continent.
Yeah.
And then you have your UEFA,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's the only thing I know. I pretended lang.
So
Okay.
Europe, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
diba?
okay.
Oo.
Europe. I was like, what's going on? There are
Yun,
new
yun.
terms.
Yun. So, and then you will get, you'll compete for spots.
Yeah.
In each of your continent.
Yeah.
And then,
Slots, yeah.
the slots. And then you will qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the tournament that you have in to qualify, this is the final. So that's why they call it the FIFA World Cup Finals.
Okay.
Even if it's still the group stages and all that stuff. It's the best of the best basically in the world.
I see.
Okay. So these are already the people or sorry, the teams that have been pre-qualified.
Yeah. Well, aside from the hosts who would not really have to worry about playing the qualifiers, because if you host the World Cup, that's an automatic slot into the World Cup.
Oh,
final.
really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Oh, well, we could talk about host country also.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
how
yeah.
do you get selected as
You
a
bid
host?
for it. You bid for it.
You bid.
Yes.
So a lot of you would bid at the same time, and then they award
There
it to
there
someone.
would be countries that would bid to host the World Cup because that's a boost in their tourism. So
Right.
countries would want to host the World Cup, and then there's a select group of people from FIFA who would eventually vote for who would be hosting the World Cup.
And in this bidding process, everyone really wants to get a shot at it, or do you have just like the really big countries bidding for it?
Well, first of all, the requirement for hosting a World Cup is you'd need 6 or 7 world-class stadiums, would be billions of dollars in funding. So those who can afford it, that's why you have countries that, like in the next World Cup, would be hosting partially with other countries, like in tandem with other countries. You have Mexico, US, and Canada, right? So they basically split the expenses for hosting a World Cup. But aside from that, would be amenities like hotel, enough residences for people to come in, because you'll be expecting
You'll have
thousands.
tourists from
You'd
all
have
over the
you'd
world.
expect thousands of
Right.
people flying in. You need accommodations. You need restaurants open, proper transport, definitely to move people back and forth through stadiums, and so there's a lot that goes on to just hosting. So it's not really something that a country could just decide on.
If you guys are interested in watching the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 tournament, you can get your all-access pass via Cignal Pay-Per-View, charged to your PLDT Home bill.
Yes, just visit pldthome.com/signal for more information.
Hi, I'm Jarvey Gayoso. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the PLDT Home YouTube channel.